Hello and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. Oh, should I go over their faces? I don't think they look any different. I think they have, oh my god, Meep. I love Meep. Meep is just the greatest. I think it's the unibrow. Like, actually, because Stinky doesn't have the same, I don't know, something special about Meep. Stinky seems like, he just looks Scottish to me, but like Meep if Meep were Scottish. It's great. Okay, so you guys, yeah, go back to sleep. It's funny how they sleep. Anyway, actually, I don't know between which episodes it was because everything's kind of done in advance, but, I got a huge comment from Kane Cold with a ton of information in it, so thank you for that. And I'm not gonna mention all that was inside of that comment, so, because it's a lot of information, so I guess I'll bring it up as it comes to be relevant. But a few things I did want to mention so that I can remember to do them. Which is, okay, one of them is to make the refrigerator over here have higher priority than the food boxes and every other storage thing, so that way they'll put food into this first. And the reason that's good, or at least in my opinion, is because this keeps it, stored for longer. It keeps it from going bad. So if they'll put the food in here, hopefully they can cook it first though. I mean, I still like the fried mush bars, but if they can keep it in here, it might last longer. I don't know if we're going through food fast enough for it to even spoil, but if that ever were the case, it's better for it to be in the fridge. Another thing is that the monsters, I think they're called hatches, whatever they are. Yeah, I don't see any. But those little ones that just kind of, come out of the ground, and then I kill. So those are apparently not bad. They do eat resources, which is why I was killing them, but I didn't know they poop out coal, which is good for keeping the colony going. So as long as it doesn't eat useful resources, it's not a bad idea to just have it around. I'm probably gonna have to mop this, because I wanted this episode to be spent on redoing this room, trying to make it so that, I don't know, redoing building it the first time. I should listen to what I'm saying before I should think of what I'm saying before I say it. There we go. Yeah, ooh, I don't want you to actually build any of that. Never mind, cancel all of that. I want this to be food tiles. Because I think a problem that they're encountering is that they're just not producing food quickly enough, which means that, like, since nothing's wrong with the plants specifically, I think that just means that we don't have enough farms through which to produce food. So, I'm just gonna expand the amount of farms. I think that's actually, I tried to explain that in a really, I don't know, weird way. We need food, so more farms. I guess what I was trying to say is that it's not like they're not producing the food or anything, it's that we don't have the raw materials for it. Should probably research one of these. Filtration converts slime to algae, which we'll probably need soon. Oh, which is the last comment, which I wasn't, okay. So the last thing that at least I wanted to mention from that comment was that, and I think I might have known this, I'm not sure, that, slime is germy. Is it? Where's the good old slime? I actually don't see slime on the map. Like, I don't see it being germy. But apparently, yeah, this stuff is bad for the poor little duplicants. So, when we do eventually start digging it out, we gotta be careful and keep the hospitals available and everything, make sure nobody dies. So, we got filters and converting slime into algae and using sand to filter polluted water. So it transfers a portion of disease to the polluted water? Transfers a portion of disease to the polluted water. It sounds like it's making the polluted water more disease-filled, but I don't know. I feel like that's, at least for the algae distiller, it's probably a good thing to have. This is hydrogen generator and natural gas generator, which we should get soon. Cleaning stuff, which is probably important, and clothing and other things, other insulation stuff. I'm gonna go with filtration first, just because I want the ability to make slime into algae, just because, I feel like we're eventually, probably more quickly than not, we're gonna run out of algae in this place, and I'm not gonna notice, and suddenly everyone's gonna be starving, or not starving, suffocating, and that's gonna suck. But, actually, it looks fine. I mean, the pressure's fine. The plants aren't great, but I don't think they need oxygen anyway. So, I don't know, the whole colony is doing pretty well. Say this is not great up here. I mean, they're probably... I can see them waking up in the middle of their sleep just because they're surrounded by red. So I might have to add something else up here to deal with the oxygen, or the lack thereof. Or, do we have like those tiles that allow... Yeah. Where is an oxygen thingy? There's one. So I'll put mesh tiles. I mean, I could probably make the whole thing mesh, and that will be alright. But I'm just gonna make these two mesh, so that way some of the air can flow up more easily, because right now it has to go through this ladder and then slowly up here, as you can kind of see it moving. If I do this, it can just go directly, as I assume it can go directly up, which it looks like it's doing. Oh, I clicked middle mouse button because, okay, I might make a video on it, because it, I got addicted pretty quickly to it, but there's this game called Rise to Ruin, and it's in development, and it's a village generator, village simulation game, like I think every other game that I've ever played in my life is, but it's also a tower defense game, which adds something to it, so it's, I mean, in that way it's like similar to Stonehearth, but I wouldn't call it like Stonehearth, because there's tons of games that fit into those categories, and they're not all like Stonehearth or, you know, whatever. So, I don't know, it's a really, really fun game if you want to check it out. And yeah, it's just tower defense and village simulation, and it gets pretty hard. I think I sort of figured it out how to get past, with most games there's like that initial hump, and I think the Oxygen Not Included had it too, where it's like, you have to figure out how to just get your colony thriving by itself, and then stuff starts to go, starts to throw itself against you, like in Oxygen Not Included, it's algae running out, it's your initial food stores running out, so there's like that initial hump in most games, at least village simulation games, to get over, and then you clean sailing, and I feel like I've done that with Rise to Ruin, but I think there's like a second hump. There's a second thing that the game's throwing at me that I'm not doing well. Did you guys already research that? Like, jeez. They're working quickly. Let's get power, just so that way we can use it. Oh, this is gross. All this carbon dioxide. I think there's one thing. Oh yeah, there's like this. I think is the only thing that gets rid of carbon dioxide, that turns it into air. This might also do it. No, this just makes oxygen. Yeah. Oh, carbon skimmer. This is also gets carbon out of the air. I'm not sure if it's necessary though. I might just keep the door closed and not deal with this room at all, because this room is pretty gross. Although there's a lot of oxygen up in the corners for some reason. Like, it's not that dark blue or that dark red color. I mean, purple. There's still some oxygen in here, which is pretty neat. How's the oxygen? Is that natural gas? Yeah, it is. I wonder what that's doing there. I also saw some polluted oxygen, which isn't good. It looks a little bit lighter over here. That is hydrogen. Oh, so it does float to the top. So, since it floats to the top, that's probably going to be really easy to make, just a bunch of these things on the bottom, over here, electrolyzers, and then all the hydrogen drifts up to the top, and then I could have a little pump to pump it out and make something useful of it. Let's get another duplicate, because I noticed that was something. Let's see, you don't build... Oh wait, binge eater, and destructive. So Jean, you are not going to be part of this. Strength, and you don't get diarrhea, which is actually kind of an important thing, I think. Wait, you're buff and you're anemic. Oh, okay, so you have strength but not athletic. What's the difference? That's movement speed, and that is carrying capacity and combat capacity. Good to know. I think I want to go with you. Yeah, you have less expectations. I'm just looking at that iron gut thing, because everyone seems to get diarrhea in this colony. Like, it's probably the constant diet of dirt and possibly dirty water, but, yeah, I don't like that. Oh, so, okay, two more things, actually. Hope I can remember the second thing by the time I finish the first thing. Because they're both related to water. But, I think it was by King Cold too, a suggestion was to, like, make the floors, both gas and water permeable, and the reasoning behind that is that if they're water permeable, you don't end up with situations where everyone's just, like, in puddles. You just have little kind of pits at the bottom, so all the water safely drains into, like, pits like these where it can be reused or whatever, so that people aren't, like, complaining about having soggy feet. So I think that's full. How do they... Oh, they do empty it. Okay. So I think I'm gonna do that in the future just because that's, like, one of my pet peeves in the game is whenever water spills, it just ups the stress of the colony by so much because everyone complains about soggy feet and I guess they get cold and they're just all upset about everything in life. So yeah, gonna do that in the future, not right now. Oh, and the second thing was also in that giant comment about the geyser over here. This thing is apparently an infinite source of water, and as everyone should know by now, I'm crazy about infinite sources, infinite resources, reusability, and all that nonsense. I don't like being confined to having things that I know are going to run out, because then you have to have a backup solution. I think I talked about that in the last episode. So, having an infinite source of water is fantastic, because it means the colony is not just doomed to fail once I, like, run out of water, basically. Because I mean, the map's pretty big. I don't know how big it is. I mean, I guess it's possible that it's infinite. I don't know if it just ends where I stop seeing. I don't know how that works out. But, there's probably a point where it takes too long to... Oh, there's two geysers. And this one's in cleaner water. Where it takes too long to run over to, you know, build new infrastructure to pump in water from different areas. And that, like, I feel like at some point the colony would just die of whatever a lack of water brings. Because it could bring a lack of oxygen, it could bring a lack of food, or, I don't know, whatever they use water for. So having geysers seems like an awesome thing, because I hate being doomed to, like, running out of resources. It's just very not cool. Are you guys... Why are you panting? Are you hot? Is it hot in here? Oh, it is getting a little bit... Yeah, it is getting a little bit warm. I'm used to it always being cold. But, yeah. So apparently Abyssalite is insulating, which was another thing from that comment. I said I wasn't going to read out the whole comment, but I'm probably going to mention all the parts of it. But I'm thinking that, yeah, I'm going to have to start adding some warms large bodies of liquid, cools liquid. I don't really need liquid. I'm going to have to start cooling down this area. I could just add doors. I mean, this place doesn't even need any air. So let me just add a door. Why not? And this will probably keep some of the heat. Oh, you know, can I make tiles specifically? I can't make them out of, we don't have Abyssalite. I don't know what these different things mean. I don't know what the overheat temperature is. I mean, it sounds like at that heat something would happen to it, like it would break down or something. But I don't imagine obsidian would be too, you know, not that resilient to heat. I don't know. I guess so. So I'm not gonna toy around with that now. But in the future, I might use the wherever Abyssalite is. I know I've seen it before. I think it's over here by all the cold stuff. Is it? Yeah, it's over there. So I'm probably gonna use Abyssalite to, like, just keep the heat out and maybe keep the cold out over here. Yeah, because everyone's panting. So, I'm gonna find the next person who's panting. Are you hot? 37 degrees Celsius. Now, how much is that in freedom units? It's like 5/9 times that much. No, it's 9/5 plus 32, I think? I'm not gonna do that math in my head. But, I think they're hot. That's what I can imagine. You know, learning about Celsius in school would have been very useful right now. Yeah. Okay, so this is the main source of heat, I guess. This looks like it's producing a little bit too, but then it's super cold over here. I wish it would just kind of equalize. Everything would just, you know, if it did take the average of this cold area over here and this hot area over here, it would be really nice, I imagine, in this area. Is there anything absolute zero around here? I didn't notice the absolute zero before. Well, this is super hot, and this is super cold, and they're right next to each other, which I guess the Abyssalite is able to let them do. And then this area is pretty hot, and then this area is cold again. I don't see any absolute zeros though, and I didn't see any moltens, although it's getting pretty hot over here. So I'd imagine whatever. Oh, I should really dig down into there. A pepper plant. See, they probably really like has good decor. They probably would really like the taste of that, I'd imagine. Oh, its primary element is genetic ooze. What is the primary element of mealwood? Oh, I should probably fix the, yeah, they're having a pressure problem in here. Does it say that it's a pressure problem? I don't know. Doesn't seem to list it. So that's mainly carbon dioxide. No, I'm looking at the plant. I'm trying to, there we go. It's air, I'm assuming it's air pressure. You are made out of also genetic ooze. So I'm guessing most living things are genetic ooze. What about you? Genetic ooze. Okay, seems about right. I should probably, yeah, fix this lack of oxygen, or lack of air pressure, really. I could add this. You know, if I added this in the corner, the air would probably work its way up here and end up being useful. So I might do that, because this is just not growing, so it's kind of being useless. I'll dig out that much space, so I could put that down. My concern is that if I put this over here, the hydrogen might just concentrate over here. I'm thinking it'll slide out because this area isn't higher up. But it's a concern that it just won't leave this area. I guess it won't be too bad, but I'm wondering if it'll affect plants negatively if just a bunch of hydrogen ends up just sitting over here. Oh, and is this going to cause problems? No, this is oxalate, but it's going to eventually disappear. Oh, it is producing a lot of... I don't think it produces a lot of air pressure. A little bit, I guess. This is gonna dissolve, but I think everything will hold. I don't think... This might be a problem right here. I don't know if I don't think it would have increased pressure or anything, but that area scares me a little bit. So let me put that thingy down there. Is there any clean water I can just... Can I just transport it over here? I didn't think that one through. Let me just put that through all of these. Oh, I didn't do that before anyway. I could kind of... Yeah, let's do that. Is there anything stronger? Is it gonna tell me if they're stronger? Oh, wait, run speed, decor... Doesn't really tell me. I'm gonna stick with the good old tried and true normal, sedimentary rock, sandstone. I'm gonna stick with that. And then I'll draw a line through here. And hopefully, yeah, since it's tile, I don't think it'll break or anything. I'm just hoping that the water pressure doesn't cause issues. It doesn't seem to be. Nothing looks like it's breaking. This bothers me because it's putting up, like, bubbles, and I think that, oh no, the water's escaping. But I don't think it's fine. Let me mop this up since I don't think that's great for the crops, especially since they take polluted water. And we're gonna need electricity. I guess I'll just run through here. I don't know if that, I guess it doesn't really matter to put it there. Yeah, and I was thinking of putting a tile over there, but I'm probably gonna go deeper. I like keeping any place under the ladders just free of tile because it tends to go up throughout, like, the entire base, so good to just keep it clear. This is a lot of copper down here. Do we need... Oh, are we running out of anything? So, ran out of algae, which is not good at all, because that means a lack of oxygen being produced. So, I'm gonna say that is going to be the thing to focus on for the next episode. I could probably manage, like, in the short term by digging up this stuff, but I think I might just have to replace a lot of these things with the electrolyzers instead, because there's not a whole lot of algae around. Like, there's a lot, but not enough to last forever, and I'm all about that renewability, and since water is renewable but the algae isn't, I think that's going to be the plan. Mostly electrolyzers in the place of the algae deoxidizers, but also I think I'm gonna dig up a little bit of algae to keep some of them going. So that's planned for the next episode, and I will see you guys then. Bye!